Fine, fine. I'll be the one to put a stop to it. I will be the one to put a stop to. How many weeks has it been? I will be the one to put a stop to. Fuck, 2 entire weeks without an upload. Oh my god. Okay, and I'm here to argue why Matt Smith is the best Doctor in Doctor Who. Oh, I should probably do that first, shouldn't I? Sorry, let me restart. Good evening, Gorb. Good afternoon, Saturn. Today is Friday, and there's something I'd like to talk to you all about. And that is why Matt Smith is the best Doctor in Doctor Who. Now, I know that a lot of people, a lot of people, like David Tennant. I like David Tennant too. I think David Tennant is a pretty cool Doctor. I like Peter Capaldi too. And there's even some older Doctors that I like, but I haven't watched all of the old Who episodes, so I really cannot judge them very much. But... Matt Smith is the best one. And the reason why that is the case is very, very simple. I think that David Tennant's relationship with Rose is a little fucking weird. I think that the 10th Doctor's relationship with a... How old was Rose? 19. Yeah, I find it a little bit weird that David Tennant's version of the Doctor was trying to get with a 19-year-old. And I mean, counter argument, yes, River Song, I know, I get it, right? I understand that Matt also had many love interests, and there was like a dynamic between him and Clara that was not fully there, but also kind of there. But it was just a little bit weird. I don't know. When Matt or when the 11th Doctor crashed in Amy's backyard, and that entire story took place, and then they went on a couple adventures together, and then Amy started to kiss her. Sorry, and then Amy started to kiss him. He got her off him, and said, "No, you can't do that. Not only are you seeing someone, you're getting wedding in the morning. This is weird." He says like I'm 900 years old or something. And that's a great argument. That is a fantastic fucking argument to not try to get with like a basically a teenager still. And I'm not saying that Russell T Davies is a creep or the writers of the show were weird for doing it. I understand it, right? There's two characters on the screen with a lot of chemistry together. It made sense, I guess, for it to happen. And Time Lords aren't real, so fuck it. Who knows what the fuck that does to someone's biology and how they function. But for Matt, it's just so... I'm glad that he didn't do that. So that's one of the reasons. There's more. Do not worry about that. There's more. 2, I love the fact that Matt is the youngest Doctor ever to play the character. I don't know, is he? I think he is still, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But reason why is that at the time, now with the whole timeless child shit kind of out of the window, but let's go back to the time that he was cast in. At the time, Matt ended up being the last regeneration. The War Doctor was revealed to have been a thing, and that happened in between Paul and Christopher, which is completely fine. I had no issue with that. Retcon, it's fine, whatever. But this is kind of accidental. Maybe Moffat knew prior to the fact that he cast Matt in the role that he was going to make the War Doctor a thing. But let's say he didn't. Matt is the youngest actor to ever portray the character of the Doctor. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that in his last regeneration, for some reason, the Doctor became this youthful, spry, energetic, kind of quirky, weird character. And I fucking love that. I love the fact that when humans get a midlife crisis, we start to do shit like, we try to get our youth back by doing shit we've always wanted to do. We're afraid life is escaping us. We want to make sure we do things. And to those of you who are pointing out, in no means is the 11th version of the character in a midlife crisis, I raise to you the fact that Matt was 900 years old. The character was 900 years old when he started out, and he protected Trenzalore for hundreds of years. If you look at how old that motherfucker became before he died of old age, because that's what he did, by the way. The last incarnation of the original set of regenerations of the Doctor did not die to a Dalek or to a Cyberman. He died to old age. How fucking poetic is that? The character that has tried to escape every force that he did not wish to be put upon him could not escape aging. I find that so fucking beautiful. And just the fact that this character has gone through so much and yet also chooses to, well, I guess he didn't choose to, but ends up in this youthful regeneration, and how wise he is during. Here's a quick clip of my favorite conversation between Amy and the Doctor. My favorite scene in Doctor Who by a long shot. Here, take a listen.
Thinking of stopping, aren't you? You and Rory.
No, I mean, we haven't made a decision.
But you're considering it.
Maybe. I don't know. We don't know. Well, our lives have changed so much. But there was a time, there were years, when I couldn't live without you. When just the whole everyday thing would drive me crazy. But since you dropped us back here, since you gave us this house, you know, we built a life. But I don't know if I can have both.
Why?
Because they pull at each other. Because they pull at me, and because the traveling is starting to feel like running away.
That's not what it is.
Oh, come on, look at you 4 days in a lounge and you go crazy.
I'm not running away. But this is one corner of one country and one continent on one planet that's a corner of a galaxy, that's a corner of a universe that is forever growing and shrinking and creating and destroying and never remaining the same for a single millisecond. And there is so much to see, Amy. Because it goes so fast. I'm not running away from things, I'm running to them before they flare and fade forever.
I will definitely be stealing that fucking line at the end in one of my scripts some point. In this conversation, we hear an old, wise, and intelligent creature speak out of the mouth of what is 9 out of 10 times a weird, fucking playful, youthful man. And it's little moments like these where Matt reminds us that we are not watching a youthful version of the character. We are watching the oldest version of the character, the wisest of them all, the one that's lived through everything, the one that's seen everything. And yet, he always convinces me that he is the youngest character, that he's the youngest version of the Doctor, even though he isn't. He's the oldest, by far. And I mean, nowadays, not anymore, but at the time, right? That's so beautiful. And the third and last reason why I think that Matt's Doctor is just simply the best one is that he's alien. David and Christopher, David more than Christopher was, and it made sense, by the way, for the character to go into this trajectory. I'm not saying it's bad per se, but my preference lies here. Matt's an actual alien. Like, when he portrays the character, I feel like there's an alien walking amongst the humans that are just traveling with him. David, at times, kind of just felt like a human plus. Like, he was so incredibly emotional about everything. He understood humans. He could interact with them quite well. Like, yeah, he had his silly moments, of course, they always do, but he felt like he was a human, whereas Matt just talks like a complete fucking lunatic all the time, where I could go, yeah, no, definitely. If I had to point out the one person who looked like a human but is actually an alien in this room, I'd point to the motherfucker wearing a bow tie in the year of our Lord 2011. Like, it just made so much sense to me. Matt has always felt like he was an actual alien and not a human who just so happens to be from another planet. So those are my 3 reasons for why I think Matt is the best Doctor in Doctor Who. I have more reasons why I like this era the most. I like Amy and Rory a lot. They're my favorite companions by a mile. I like the story of River Song, which God knows I took everything from that for Split Apart. And I just fucking love the fact that there is a story beat that starts all the way at the beginning and is concluded all the way at the end of his series. Not his 1 season, the 3 he was on for. Silence Will Fall is something we heard in the first episode of Matt's run, in the 11th hour, and in the last one, which is the Time of the Doctor. And I find that fucking fantastic. So, this was a bit of a ramble, a bit of a longer one, but I mean, I wanted to make longer videos and I was just going to talk about what I like. So, that was it for today. This was a bit more of a podcast mode, which is most likely going to become a more regular thing with me. Guys, I don't use my face, so I'm not going to start using a face cam. Anyway, Saturn, I'll see you Sunday. Gorb, I'll see you Tuesday. And viewers, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.